Handel's Messiah is one of the greatest pieces of music ever written, and also one of the most performed. It's done almost every single Christmas season in every major city across the globe and even small towns. It was written in the 1740s and is still one of the great beloved classics today. Why do audiences flock to Handel's Messiah? Well, it's incredibly well written. Handel wrote this work in 24 days, but what he put into it is the care and concern of a true craftsman and artist who really wanted his work to shine. In the years that have passed, musicians, like myself and Spencer, have spent a lot of time learning all the ins and outs of this piece. And I have to say that in the years that I've coached this music, I discover something new pretty much every time I work with a new singer. Most people know Messiah because of its triumphant moments like Rejoice Greatly, All We Like Sheep, and of course the Hallelujah Chorus, but there are other more touching and intimate moments that take place throughout the work. He limited the passion and the death of Christ to a very minimal moment. In fact, if you've been to Messiah, you may well have missed the death of Christ before. It takes place over a period of 2 bars. This pivotal moment in Handel's Messiah is made up of 4 small pieces, some of them only bars long, and each one kind of has its own distinct style, yet remaining very similar. The opening, Thy Rebuke, is the sound of the desperation of the Messiah at the end of his passion. From the opening chord, which follows up to its second chord, modulating far away from home, we can hear how Handel wanted you to hear a broken heart.
Thy rebuke hath broken his heart.
The second piece, Behold and See, has a completely different rhythmic structure than we've seen before in the Messiah. But melodically, it's very similar to the last piece of this set. We have a very simple melody that kind of leaps up and dances back down. While under it, we can feel that the orchestra is at complete discord and loss.
Behold and see, behold and see, if there be any sorrow like unto his sorrow.
Behold and See ends with a brief orchestral moment that brings us to the point where Christ dies. But Handel underscores this very uniquely. He never once uses the word death, and again, we have a massive modulation. From a B minor chord, and that's the entire death of Christ.
He was cut off out of the land of the living.
And finally, after that very brief moment, we have the resurrection of Christ. It's completely different orchestrally. We have a new musical texture and a new rhythmic structure that brings a vibrancy and life to it. But you might recognize the melody. From Behold and See, we now are in the major. A very major version of
But thou didst not leave his soul in hell.
As seen in the complexity of these 4 small pieces that create one very important moment, Handel's Messiah continues to speak to audiences year in and year out, and it's always a huge celebration.